Hey baddies, it's your girl Sham and I'm back with another video. If you're new here to my channel, welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you could be a baddie too. Obviously this is my 1 month Snug update, so if that sounds interesting, stay tuned. You got me, you got me, got me twisted. You got me, got me twisted. Okay, so before we get started, if you have not seen my initial review and my 1 week update, I'm going to link that video right here. Make sure you go watch it and then come back because this video is going to start on week 2. So I did take notes. If I keep looking down, I apologize. But I took notes as each week was kind of progressing just so that I can make sure I hit everything in this video. So for week 2, my snug was very swollen. It was very mad at me. And the lady that pierced it told me to expect it to really swell and to really be upset. I didn't believe her. My conch didn't swell up that bad. I had issues with my double forward helix. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it up here. I was having issues healing this, but I don't remember this being that swollen either. This was really swollen and it was really red, and sometimes it would get warm, and it was to the point where I thought it was getting infected, but I kind of knew it wasn't infected because there wasn't any off-color discharge coming out of it. If anything, it was just like a little bloody, because what would happen was I would go to clean it, the scab would get pulled up, and then it would kind of start bleeding again. But other than that, it wasn't anything that was making me really nervous about it being infected, other than the fact that it was just really swollen, really red, and I've never had that happen before. What I did to kind of combat the redness and the irritation of it was just put some tea tree oil on it. What I did was I would actually put it, I'll show you on this ear. I would put it just right here on this ridge of my ear. I wouldn't put it on the bottom hole or on the top hole. I would just put it right here just to try to calm the area down, and it seemed to really help with just irritation and the swelling. And tea tree oil is also antibacterial, so I just felt like it was helping, and that was pretty much the end of week 2. By week 3, the swelling had definitely gone down, the redness had gone down. It wasn't hot and warm and just irritated anymore, but it would get red and swollen if I over cleaned it, if I wiped it too many times. So I did try to make note of that and try not to wipe it as much when I was cleaning it. I still used the tea tree oil as needed, and I was kind of able to sleep comfortably on this side, but not completely. I couldn't sleep directly on it. I definitely had to make sure I didn't hit it in my sleep. And then what I would do is either sleep on my travel pillow or that heart-shaped pillow right there. I would take the butt of it and use it as like a hole to like not put my ear on that part. So I would have my face on the pillow and then my ear would be in the butt part, so I wasn't putting any pressure on the piercing. However, I had a lot of issues with hitting it in my sleep, bugs flying past my ear, and my first reaction is to swat, and I hit my ear. And then I also noticed I would wake up in the middle of the night scratching my piercing. I don't know what to do about that because I'm obviously subconsciously doing it in my sleep. Obviously I'd wake up and I would stop, but like I can't necessarily stop myself from doing it when I'm not aware that I'm doing it. But I need to stop doing that. It's itchy because it's healing, which is normal. During the day I don't scratch it. I make sure to not touch it, not do anything extra to it. Just kind of leave it alone, let it do its thing, and it'll heal just fine. But at night it's a different story. I literally wake up like scratching for dear life. And so that leads me to week 4, because week 4, this will be the end of week 4 technically. I started getting a little bump on it because probably from the scratching and me hitting it in the middle of the night. I don't even know. But it's nothing I can't handle. I've had bumps before. If you haven't seen my forward helix video, again, I'll put it in the description. Anyway, I've had piercing bumps before, not on my conch, but on both of my double forward helix piercings, and it was not fun. But because of that experience, I know how to get rid of the bumps. So before I get into it, because if you go on YouTube especially, people will say that you have a keloid. You will know well before you get a piercing if your skin is prone to getting keloids or not. Keloids is raised scar tissue, so anytime somebody gets cut or like just any little thing, that would cause the body to have to build scar tissue. Keloids is when your body builds too much of it and it raises a bump. So anytime if I was to scratch myself right here, it would heal and then there would be a raised bump because of the extra scar tissue that the body builds. So you will know well ahead of time if you're prone to getting keloids or not. Usually what you get is a piercing bump, which could be either, it could be a couple of things. It could be an actual pimple that has like pus in it. It could be like an infection, or it could be a piercing bump, which happens when your piercing is trying to heal but it keeps getting like traumatized from you hitting it. In my case, probably from me scratching it as well. So I did notice a bump on the inside. I'll try and zoom you guys in so you can see. Oops, that's out. It's gonna want to focus on my face, so I'm gonna cover my face. So hopefully you guys can see the bump that's beginning to form on the inside. It is drying out. It was kind of bigger than that earlier this week. So what I've been doing now is taking tea tree oil. This is from Trader Joe's, and it is Australian tea tree oil. You want to make sure you get 100% Australian, because that's where like the tea tree leaves are. Like that's where they're produced at. So if it doesn't say that it's from Australia or that it's Australian tea tree oil, it's probably synthetic. You want to make sure you get the real thing. So I put this on a Q-tip, put it directly on the piercing. Otherwise, what I do is, and I only do the tea tree oil when I clean it, so twice a day maximum. I don't wash it off or do anything extra. What I started doing in the middle of this week, today's Saturday, so probably around like Wednesday or Thursday, I took an ibuprofen. I have like prescribed ibuprofen, so I took it, crushed it up, put it in this bag, right? What I do is I take the crushed up ibuprofen, I take the top from my saline solution and I pour it in here. And I'm actually going to do this on camera so you guys can see what I do to get rid of my bumps. Now, I'm not a piercing expert, I'm not a professional, so I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just showing you how I do it. Y'all already know the drill. So I take about this much in the bottom. There's a hole in this top somewhere, so I need to make sure I don't spray the hole. I take this, spray it in here. Then I take a Q-tip. And I mix it up. I don't use water because water has like extra minerals and just like dirt and germs and stuff in it that like you don't want to be putting on a healing piercing. So I use the saline solution, mix it up until it looks like this. Like so, like that. Now I'm gonna have to use my camera to try and do this because I don't have my mirror. I just that's better than nothing. I put it all over. Now the bottom one doesn't have a bump on it, so I don't really focus on the bottom, but I do put it on the ridge of my ear where it tends to swell up a lot. I definitely put it on the bump, and I just make sure I get it all on there like that. Now there is some left in here. I don't feel the need to put the rest of that on there, so I'm just gonna wipe it out with a tissue. And so what I do with this is I leave this on my ear for like 10 minutes, sometimes 15, depending on how I'm feeling. Now I will say, if I do this to my ear when I go to clean all of this off, I do not follow up with the tea tree oil. So sometimes I only use the tea tree oil once a day if I do this, and use my second cleaning to wipe this off, because I do only clean my ear twice a day. You don't want to under clean it, but it's also important that you don't over clean it. You kind of need to let the germs, whether good or bad, sit there and fester and do their thing. So you don't want to over clean it, but you definitely don't want to under clean it. So I keep my cleanings at twice a day. If I don't do this and I just clean it as normal and the bump is still there, I'll use the tea tree oil. But if I do this I wipe it off with the saline solution, use that as my second cleaning, and then I don't touch it for the rest of the day. So it's very important that you don't overdo whatever it is that you're going to do to try to get rid of the bump. You don't want to overdo it. As you can see, or hopefully you guys saw, that mine is drying out. It's not raised and like juicy. It's still a little bit raised, but it's definitely dry. It looks like an old scab or something like that. That is what's left of the bump. So yeah. All right, so I'm back. It's been 10 minutes. This is what it looks like. It hasn't completely dried down. It still kind of feels wet or whatever, but it's fine. I don't really care. It's been 10 minutes. So what I'm doing, taking the saline solution, spraying it in the cap. I'm actually going to I should have just sprayed it directly on here. I'm going to take this cotton pad, get it nice and wet, and I'm actually going to use this to get most of the ibuprofen off. And sometimes it will kind of like crumble, as y'all just saw. I'm just using this to get like the bigger pieces off, so that way I don't have to use like 100 Q-tips for it. I still can't really see. I'm looking over here at my mirror, which is like behind my camera setup, and I can't move it because I would have to move my setup. But anyway, y'all don't care. Y'all just here to see the video. So now I'm gonna use this Q-tip to get the excess. I did flip it around. Once it gets full on one side with the ibuprofen, I flip it around. I feel like it's on this gem, but I could just be looking at it from the... Okay, I think I got it. Throw that Q-tip out, grab another one. I dip it in the water, let it kind of soak it up. Not the water, the saline solution. Get the extra little driplets on the side to make sure it's nice and wet. Okay, so it's been a little over a week. As you can see, the bump is like 98% gone. Just a little scarring left over. But per usual, I'm gonna go ahead and clean my ear and put some more tea tree oil on it just to make sure that it's gone for good. And I've been very careful to not hit, bump, or irritate the piercings, so that has also helped with the bump going down. Because if you're gonna keep hitting it, then like it's only gonna continue to be irritated. So I'll just give it a good pass around here. Give it a good one on the bottom. As you guys can see, the jewelry is very loose. It's very long in my ear. A lot of the swelling has gone down as well. Gonna run around the top one more time. Okay, and then so what I'm gonna do is take, y'all see it's a Q-tip, who cares? Put some tea tree oil on it. And I'm actually gonna put it directly like on the bump right there. And I know it's kind of close to, well, it's actually like on the piercing hole itself, but it's fine. It'll be a-okay. I just put the excess on the bottom, and then I take a dry Q-tip and wipe any of the excess oils so that it doesn't drip down into my ear. And that's that. That is the end of my video. If you got to the end of this video, thank you for watching. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also click the bell notification so you get notified when I post every Sunday at 5 p.m. Give me a big thumbs up or leave a comment down below if you like this type of content and want to see more videos. The next video that you guys are going to see about my Snug will be the 6-month update, unless something really crazy happens to it, which I don't think is going to be the case. Knocking on wood, but I don't think anything is gonna really gonna happen to it, because I know what I'm doing at this point. We're 9 piercings in the game, so like I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. But anyway, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section. I do make sure to respond to all of my comments, so if you got any questions, make sure that you ask them. Also, while you're down there, there's a link in my description. If you click on that link, it'll bring you to all of my music. So make sure you listen to my music, check me out, come back, leave another comment if you like my music. You know, let's have a little dialogue going on. Also make sure you follow me on social media at Sham the Baddest. And other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.